Liverpool smashed Tottenham in the Premier League 3-1, and it could have been a lot worse. An excellent performance by Jurgen Klopp's men. Another disappointing night, another Spursy night for Jose Mourinho and Tottenham. No goal in over 8 hours of football for Liverpool. No win in 2021. Back-to-back defeats to Burnley and their bitter rivals Manchester United. This was the most opportune moment to play Liverpool at home when yourselves are on the resurgence, and they barely laid a glove. They barely laid a glove at all. A great goal from Højbjerg, absolutely brilliant. The highlight of the match, defensively disgraceful from Tottenham Hotspur tonight. So open. There's so many gaps, especially down the left and the right hand sides of the midfield three. It was a terrible decision by Jose Mourinho to play a midfield two. The midfield two got eaten alive by Liverpool tonight. The Liverpool midfield absolutely devoured them. Ndombele, a brilliant young player, but was nowhere near the play today because of the awful setup from Jose Mourinho. Harry Kane, of course, unfortunately goes off injured. And Spurs have helped play Liverpool back into form, because tonight a marker was laid down by Liverpool. They were slick. They were clinical. They were energetic. They pressed well. And then in the end, they toyed. In the end, Liverpool toyed with this poor Tottenham performance tonight. And listen, I've been telling Liverpool fans for weeks, stop bemoaning the injuries at the back. The reason you're not performing, in my view, has had very little to do with a few midfielders being in your central defensive areas, with academy players being in your defensive areas. It was about your strikers and your attackers not being clinical. And coughed and spluttered in the beginning parts of the game. Mane missing some chances. You guys going almost. But then you clicked into gear just before half-time, and it was like an alarm bell went off, and bang, Liverpool were back. If I'm a Spurs fan tonight, I am bitterly disappointed. I'm frustrated with Jose Mourinho. Why go for a two-man midfield to go up against James Milner, Gini Wijnaldum, and Thiago Alcantara? Why would you put two men in midfield against them? That is a joke, bruv. That is a joke. Absolute joke from Jose Mourinho. Højbjerg and Ndombele are wicked. They are wicked ballers. But they're up against three wicked ballers. 2 versus 3. What you think you're doing here, bruv? Madness. Got overran. Destroyed. And then didn't change it. If I'm a Spurs fan, I'm fuming. If I'm a Liverpool fan tonight, though, absolutely buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing with that performance, because you look good against Manchester United. In fact, you were excellent against Man United. The Red Devils just came out on top on the day these things happen. And it was about the bounce back. What could you do from that point? And what a marker that's been laid down. We're going to take a quick look here at the Premier League table as it stands right now, because things are heating up, and heating up massively, as you can see here, with City top on 41, United second on 44, then Leicester on 39, Liverpool putting themselves right back in that hunt like we all knew they would. There they sit on 37 points, and it is all to play for. A big victory tonight for Tottenham, no doubt about it. Now, hit that like and share button for me, people. It's so important you do that. Smash the like button. Nearly 3,000 people watching already across multiple platforms. Sign up to our Discord server, because we're going to open the lines up for yourselves to come on and have your say. We're going to get some of the panelists on very soon for you as well. Let's do some super chats first. First super chat from Monsieur, Liverpool fan. Says, happy with the performance. Need to keep this up into the next game, where it will be a lot tougher challenge against West Ham. Shots fired there, Tottenham. Shots fired there, Tottenham. West Ham, a tougher opponent on today's show, and I absolutely agree with my man Monsieur. No doubt about it whatsoever. We're going to get some more of these super chats up. I think some might have already disappeared off my page. I did miss one. There's been too many comments. I'm sorry. It's from Philip Hunt, massive supporter of the channel, who says here, so happy, Terry. Finally a great win. Hopefully this changes our fortunes. Trent, Bobby, and Mane have been poor recently. but redeemed themselves tonight. Legend Terry. Thank you for calling me a legend. I love being called a legend. I've got a big ego, so those kind of comments really help me maintain this huge ego. But I only have a huge ego to compensate for my really small. There's another super chat here. It says, terrible tactical decision by Jose. And the second half, you could clearly see he made that decision out of anger. He had no answer at all. Vinicius, what's he done not to get on the field of play? Imagine bringing on the extra from last of the summer wine, Gareth Bale, and not Vinicius. Madness by Jose Mourinho. I defend Jose at times, but tonight there is no defending this, man. I got to move my camera down ever so slightly, and I want to do it just like it's got to go down like a smidge. Oh no, maybe too much. That'll do. Don't matter if it's a little bit too much. There we go. Just awful tonight from him. Awful from Jose. Stacey here says, "Wow, West Ham are above Arsenal, Spurs, and Chelsea in the league." Yes, they are. West Ham United. West Ham United. And do you know how high this is for West Ham and what an achievement this is? Do you know in the club's history, they've only third place is the highest they've ever finished. So being fifth in the EPL now, they must be cloud nine with David Moyes, you know. Cloud nine with David Moyes. I'm kind of happy for him as well. Panels building up at the back. Make sure if you want to see this panel tonight, keep hitting that like button. We're going to keep you tuned. They're going to be here in a minute with us. They're waiting there, fresh-eyed. Bushy tail. I mean, Eleanor looks pissed. Eleanor looks like she's going to come out and like, she looks like she's going to be on one, bruv. Honestly, coming on like Stacey Solomon, giving it the big one. Do you know what I mean? 110%. Aaron here says, Liverpool bossed the game without having to get out of second gear. Trent, Bobby and Mane, Salah, best game in a long time. People need to respect Hendo coming in, doing multiple roles. Hendo was great tonight. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. Stand out performance. But here we go. Let's get some of the panel involved now. We're going to bring them in bit by bit. We're going to start off with man like Neeks. We're going to start off with Eleanor. Let's get to it. Welcome. Eleanor, your team, I'm going to say this bluntly, you just got absolutely destroyed at home. Awful tactics, awful performance, and Harry Kane's injured. What a night for you lot.
It's probably one of our worst nightmares, just that ending bit that you just said, Harry Kane being injured on top of all of that. But my main issue is, okay, Harry Kane's injured. We bought a backup striker for a reason. Why are we not playing that backup striker? I just do not understand the logic behind putting Lamela on and not putting Vinicius on. Number one, I don't understand why we took off Uria but we kept on Doherty. I understand he put him right back. I get right wing back. I get that. You started him left wing back. Now, Poch got absolutely slaughtered for playing Son left wing back. I'm sorry, you played a worse player that has done nothing for us, and you played him left wing back, which I just do not understand. I just don't understand it whatsoever. I don't understand the point of not playing Toby, but playing Rodon and Dyer. Why are we still playing Dyer? Why is he obsessed, absolutely obsessed with Eric Dyer? I just do not understand what he's done to be this obsessed with him. It just really, really bothers me. I think there's a problem, the fact that our manager is absolutely obsessed with Eric Dyer, because he's never going to drop him. So instead of like switching it around, maybe playing Rodon and Toby, no, he plays Rodon and Dyer. Now, Dyer cannot jump. No matter how tall he is, he doesn't like to jump. I'm fed up of him getting outrun. I'm also fed up of the fact that we were 3-1 down, and the fact that we didn't have one shot on target after the goal. We didn't have one shot on target after the goal, 3-1 down. Now, tell me how that is trying to get the game back. You didn't. We had no opportunities or whatever to get the game back. We literally tried to keep the score down. That's what we did after we scored. It's just really.
You see me. I understand the Lamela substitution as opposed to Vinicius. first question is, how good is Vinicius really? I mean, obviously we're not going to. One second, we're obviously not going to really know until he actually plays. You know, he played in the cup against
Why
Marine.
not try him then?
No, I understand. He played in the cup against Marine. So
how are we gonna know?
But what I would say is that you were getting dominated in the midfield, and as good as Ndombele was doing, for 90 minutes for Ndombele and Højbjerg to control or try and deal with Liverpool midfield would be difficult. So I think he just wanted a few more bodies. But then obviously you end up playing Son as like a lone striker. But I understand why he brought on a midfielder as opposed to a straight swap, because remember, the job that Vinicius is going to do isn't that of Kane. Kane is playing like a man who drops in. Vinicius will be a number 9.
Remember, we need goals. We need goals.
You do, but you were 1-0 down.
We need goals.
But you were 1-0 down. The game wasn't gone at the time, at half time. It was 1-0 down. And I think Kane wasn't playing as a number 9. You bring on Vinicius, he's not going to do the same role as Kane. So I understand.
But we should change something.
But what I would say, I think going at 5 at the back was wrong in the first place. I didn't understand it.
Don't play Doherty left wing back.
It did, yeah. Well, what is Reguilon injured?
Yeah, Reguilon's injured, which is fine. But I still don't understand the decision of playing Doherty left wing back. We shouldn't have done that. We should have played a back 4 and not had that whole back 3 playing. 5 at the back playing, wing backs. I just didn't get it.
No, I understand that, but I think I do understand the substitutions. And obviously, because, no. In terms of Lamela, but then obviously because he makes 2 at half time, he has to wait late until he makes his 3rd because we only got 1 more sub. But you have to question, as I said, you have to ask how good is Vinicius. Gareth Bale, what's his role in the squad? Like you don't have much options off the bench in general, I don't think.
Yeah, I hear what you're both saying. A really good conversation. I think from my point of view, Gareth Bale, do you know the bit that stands out the most to me, right? The bit that stands out the most to me when I look at Gareth Bale is he doesn't want to run. I feel like the way he's moving, it's a bit like, I don't know. Well, I know what it is. He's scared. It's like he looks like he's scared. If he actually sprints and puts his body on the line, his body's going to break down. So it's a case of, maybe he's on a, like a get paid as you play type thing. And if he rips at hamstring, he's getting that money come in. I don't know. But for me, you can just see there's an issue with him and everything else. And of course, we're going to get Liverpool fans on in a little bit. I'm not sure where all the Liverpool fans are today. We thought more would turn up.
Can I say, Terry, though, as a Man United fan, I mean, I take that result. I expected Liverpool to turn up today. Liverpool have turned up in nigh on every big match they played this season. They were better in the FA Cup against us than they were in the league, but they weren't bad in the league when you compare to their games against Southampton, Newcastle, West Brom, etc. Their problems have been the lower side. So I expected Liverpool to put in a performance today. The reason why I take that result is I wanted a draw. That would have been perfect. Both teams dropped 2 points. But as good as we're doing this season, Man United, our priority is still top 4. And pulling away from the chasing pack is still the priority at this early stage of the season. We're only halfway through.
No, so I make
Spurs drop points, Everton, Chelsea, Arsenal. I take it.
It's so right you say that, and I think a lot of United. I get that we've been giddy being up near the top of the league, having these mini parties, but top 4. I still didn't think top 4 was possible at the beginning of the season. We go back to the predictions. So to be in a situation where we're and this is what I've said before, if we just keep chasing who's at the top, I think when we suddenly, there might come a day where we're too far away from the top. We might look back and go, but we're 12 points clear in the top 4 with 5-6 games to go. David's with us now. David, give me your thoughts on that game. Was it tonight a case of Spurs being terrible or Liverpool just being too hot to handle? What's your opinion, mate?
No, it was Spurs being terrible. That goalkeeper, I said it months ago, that goalkeeper is a fraud in net. And today he proved it. He's shocking. He is so overrated. Again, I don't get why Rodon was playing when Toby's on the bench. Doherty wasn't great. It was unlucky with Son being offside, but offside is offside, so you can't really do much about that. I mean, fair play to Liverpool, like not giving up after having again fairly disallowed goals. Don't want to hear it about that handball. People actually having a genuine conversation about that handball.
I know.
But like, relax yourself. It was definite handball. I mean, fair play to him. Thiago dropped another. Thiago, I do 5-yard passes, and I'm the Spanish Andre Gomez, but I don't actually do anything.
But he was playing further up today than normal, isn't it?
Yeah, and he was still Andre Gomez. So realistically, like, I don't care.
man. Yeah, he wasn't world class.
It was that. Do you know the biggest thing for me that stood out in all of this? It was just the lack of tactical awareness from Jose, who is a renowned tactical genius. So that's what people have called him. It was the fact that you were being dominated in the midfield, and as good as Ndombele, and I'm not blaming Højbjerg or Ndombele, they were just outnumbered by.
I think we should have put Sissoko on.
Sorry, was that Eleanor?
I think Sissoko should have come on at some point just to gain some stability in that midfield. I don't think Winks was the right choice. I understand Winks can do, like, if he on his day he can be great, but I just think Sissoko would have protected that right side a bit more, especially if we had Doherty there. It's same with Aurier. He needs Sissoko on that right side.
No, I agree. I completely agree. Sorry, carry on. Sorry, I was just
sorry. No, I was just saying that I feel like a lot of the substitutions just were a bit baffling. I think that the fact that he kept Doherty on, I get that he wants to I get he wants to like believe in him and stuff, but it's not the game to be doing that, especially for Rodon as well. I just think a lot of the substitutions were a bit weird. I think the shape we played after, maybe we should switch to a 4-4-2, had Son and Vinny up top, or if we're going to put Lamela on, that's fine, but Lamela's not good enough. I also think that I also think Toby should have played. I think that the fact that Eric Dyer is his favourite person in the team actually annoys me. He's just not good enough. Like,
trust me, I've been there. I
was just about to say Dyer is Spurs' mount for Chelsea.
Mason Mount and Al.
Yeah, he is. I also say Mourinho's son. He's his long lost son from Portugal. Somewhat how? Like, it definitely is. There's no other reason why he should be playing.
Somewhat how? Like, he lived in Portugal. Like,
that's what I'm saying. So it could be his long lost son.
Who knows? The reason his mum moved there is because of a little holiday romance.
I just don't
allegedly. It's allegedly. We've got a fact. This man is going to be so happy, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the happiest Tottenham fan on planet Earth tonight joining us. He's happy because Jose lost. It ain't take your time with it. It's let me finish. Alex D is here. Alex D, let me just ask you straight away, bro. How happy are you that Jose Mourinho and Liverpool and Spurs just lost? He cut out. He went.
Boy, man said, "Nah, forget this. I'm gone."
Listen, he's been praying and begging and hoping. He's been begging and hoping for a Jose Mourinho defeat in a while. Oh, he's back with us now. He's going to be back now. I'm going to get him back on. I don't think he meant to do it. I'll get you on this. We've got some super chats first. Tottenham Till I Die says, "Hey, Terry, we don't bottle it. We didn't bottle it tonight. Liverpool were just too good on the night. We'll bounce back as always. Come on, you Spurs." Do you know what, bro? Liverpool were good tonight. They was good tonight against you as they were against Man United, but it was a lack of quality changes. It was not addressing the areas of the pitch that you were being opened up in and that you were being damaged in. For me, that would be
the whole game. We were being run in midfield the whole game.
Exactly.
That's the point. It made no sense how you didn't change anything at half time. Like I said, 3-1 down, and we had one shot. Well, we didn't have a shot after the goal. 3-0. It ended up to be 3-1, and we didn't have like a shot. That's all.
There's a comment here towards you, Eleanor, that says, Eleanor, I could clearly see that he got angry with Aurier because of the first goal and made those weird substitutions. Dyer is not a defender. And that's the thing with Jose. This is the one thing, this is the cross you have to bear with Mourinho. He will at times make emotional decisions rather than tactical ones. Alex is back with us now. Let me ask you again, Alex. How happy are you that Tottenham lost?
Terry, stop making these jokes anymore. They're not funny anymore. I'm a Tottenham fan, so please stop going on about it, please. So firstly, I think today, I was saying it to my dad. I said, I don't think we're good enough to get top four, which is difficult for me to say that at the moment. I think there were spells in the game in the first half we played very well. We were lucky with the goal that was offside. When Kane got injured, I was saying, even I was thinking the first one that he got injured, I said, just get him off because you can see he's injured. And then the second one, I just said, well, just get him off because he's injured. It's your fault that you played him on Monday. Unfortunately, it's a ticking time bomb with him, unfortunately. Liverpool were the better team, absolutely. So well done to them. I mean, this argument about Dyer, he's a defender. His game's different now. He's not a midfielder anymore. Pochettino saw it. Mourinho sees it now. He's a defender. Whether people agree with him that he should be in the team, that's another thing. Alderweireld is not good enough at the moment because pace. I mean, if he was in that defence at the moment, in that game, he would have got absolutely trounced. So sorry, but that's. I mean, well done.
So one second. We're not going to say, mate. No, I'm not because I'm.
Timmy,
Point as opposed to whenever we do not have all night. I'm sorry to cut into you. I want to ask you a question here.
Timmy,
it doesn't work like that. You're not here. I don't want to hear about all 14 players that played tonight. I want to ask you some questions. I want you to answer them for me, please.
Okay, well, that's it. But I'm just trying to give you an analysis of the game. That's what I'm trying to say. I know.
But I want you to analyze the areas of the game that we're interested in talking about, and rather than every single player. With respect, sorry. It sounds to me like you are happy with the lineup.
That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Stop interrupting me and answer the question.
But you're interrupting me, though.
It's my show. It's going to go the way I want.
I understand it's your show, but I'm just saying that I'm trying to
answer my questions. You're the guest. Are you going to answer my questions?
Yeah, I'll ask you questions then.
Okay, to stop. Who were you unhappy with, and in what position?
I'm not. I can't blame. Obviously, Aurier makes mistakes, unfortunately.
No, that isn't my question. That isn't my question. You said. Stop.
No, I was happy. I'm happy with. No, what I'm trying to say to you is because you just interrupted me when I was trying to get to the point I was trying to make. Right? That's why I'm annoyed with you, because you just interrupted me again. What I'm trying to say to you, okay, is that the way that we played today, I can't really blame Jose because he's looking at how to keep it tight, because he don't like letting in goals. When we let in the goal, though, it kind of had to change. He had to change it, didn't he? So he thought, okay, because Kane was obviously injured, so he thought, okay, I thought he was going to put Vinicius up front, but he ended up playing Lamela. But unfortunately, Lamela just did not work. Did not work at all.
I didn't know Alex and KDB were related.
Okay, so what?
Let me talk.
So I'm just confused. I'm
so frustrating. So frustrating.
No, you are frustrated. You just got slapped 3-1. You just got slapped.
Yes, we got slapped 3-1, but you're not looking at the whole thing of the game, are you?
Looking at the game,
you're not looking at the whole thing of the game, are you?
Alex, I'm looking at a game, right, where you got slapped 3-1. You got dominated in midfield and didn't make changes.
Yes, we got dominated in midfield.
None of your.
This is what I'm trying to say to you, Terry. Terry, let me finish up. I'm getting fed up a bit now, yeah? Because I'm a Tottenham fan and I'm fed up with talking rubbish, okay? So this is what I'm trying to say.
You've muted yourself.
No,
I haven't muted you.
No, okay, right, okay. What I'm trying to say to you is, okay, right, I'm sorry to get angry, but you just annoying me now, right? Is that he plays defensive football, okay?
Yes.
He wants to keep it tight,
yes.
Okay?
So it wasn't tight, was it?
He wanted to try and make sure that everything was, because he's worried about Pierre Kane going in behind. Can you just listen to me?
No,
Can you listen to me, please? Can you listen to me, please? Can you listen to me? I haven't finished yet, and you're going on about whatever you're going on about. I'm telling you about how I was thinking the game. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is he was worried about Liverpool going in from behind. What was going on from behind? Mane was keeping on going from behind because he kept on going behind Aurier, didn't he? Okay, so he's worried about that. Okay, and the second way, he was like, okay, how are we going to get forward and try and get through the team? Unfortunately, it wasn't functioning, wasn't it? It was not functioning because
Alex, I'm confused now. So you're coming on it. You've admitted you got slapped and beat and everything else.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. But I'm trying to explain the whole thing.
Listen, mate, let me just finish what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying.
So you're who is at fault tonight then? Because you've said Jose tried to keep it tight. Bruv, you weren't tight. You were as loose as a seal's fanny, bruv. It was madness, right? Absolute madness. You were loose. You were open.
How loose is a seal's fanny?
I heard that saying.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Listen, I'll tell you about that another day.
Because the thing is, though, trying to talk to Terry and trying to get my point across is so frustrating.
You're not making it, Alex. You're starting to really get up my nose now because you're not making a point. Answer the question, Alex. Who was at fault tonight? So was it the system, the players? Why didn't? Okay, let me answer me one question. Why didn't Jose Mourinho bolster out your midfield when it was getting overrun? Why not?
Yeah, because it was the personnel as well. Because I think he was worried. I think he wanted to get back into the game, obviously. So he thought, okay, Winks has got, Winks likes to pass it and keeps the play going. So that's why. But I thought he was going to put.
So answer me this question. You answered that. Who made the mistakes tonight, and what went wrong for you to get beat 3-1? Who do you put the blame on tonight?
It's a collective. It's a collective of the
tell me
players
about
and the manager.
So who? What players? What players?
Well, it's not Pacific. It's the team. It's a team.
Did Jose Mourinho get his tactics right?
Well, obviously not, because he didn't try and nullify Liverpool and try and
you frustrated by that.
The thing is,
we are frustrated with Terry, but I can understand it from his position because he wants to keep it tight. He doesn't like letting goals, doesn't he? So that's fine.
Keep it tight. That's fine. No, you could keep it tight. That's fine. But the fact that keeping it tight is not 3-1 down and not having a shot. Keeping it tight is not playing you can see one of the worst people in that back line being Doherty and taking off Uriah because it was at fault for the first goal, but leaving him on, even though he had a considerably worse half. But for me, there's a lot to. Okay, our defense wasn't great. Yes, the players weren't great today. Son scored an offside goal and then disappeared. I understand that. But mainly for me, it was on Jose Mourinho because we were getting outrun in midfield and he didn't try to sort that out. He also made very odd substitutions, in my opinion, and we should have done more to counteract Liverpool, and we didn't.
And you're being so fair, and that's the whole point I'm trying to make here. Listen, with respect, Alex, we don't need a full, in-depth, player-by-player analysis on the football terrace.
It's not that I'm going to give you a full analysis.
Listen, Alex, you always tell people not to interrupt you. I mean it sincerely. I don't care how arrogant I sound. When the host on the football terrace is talking, don't start shouting over them because it just ain't happening, bruv. Whether it's me, whether it's Eleanor, KJ. My point to you is you never come on here. Listen, bruv, you never come on here and speak the truth. You just come out and give Matt Hancock type answers where you paper over cracks and you dodge the questions and you don't want to admit that Jose got some tactical decisions wrong today. And you had individual players like is it Roland, the Rat, Rondon, whatever his name is, the young man.
Right? Yeah, but Terry,
Aurier, Son, had awful games. Nothing went right tonight. Yeah, and your job as a Spurs fan is to come out here and speak openly and honestly about.
I'm speaking openly and
honestly. I'm going to go to KJ next. KJ, give me your thoughts, mate, on the performances from Tottenham and Liverpool tonight, bro.
Legit, I didn't even come on to speak. I just wanted to ask where Prime was because man was asking about, saying about, oh yeah, Jose Masterclass 2-0, Jose sexual. Where are you, fam? Well, I want to know where you are, bro, because you need to explain how it wasn't Jose's fault in it. In terms of the game, Liverpool were just better than them. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Mane looking good. Firmino doing something. Like, what? Lloris with that second goal. Disgraceful, bro. Like, what are you doing, fam?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's not good.
Lloris with all the goals, what was he doing? With all the goals,
you made a couple saves, but that second one was worse. Yeah, I agree.
He's not a bad goalkeeper. Yeah, I'm sorry, but he's been very good this season.
No, he hasn't been. You're lying. You're lying.
And I'm sorry, I probably failed some of the players.
You're lying to yourself.
I'm actually going to the point. I did like Jerome's comment, by the way. I actually respect him because he's a Tottenham fan as well. So I respect him. But because of his super chats and stuff. I'm not saying I'm sorry. Yeah, right. That Lloris has been very good this season, so I'm not going to blame him. He can make mistakes, and like I said, okay, it's a collective thing.
Can I ask you a question? Alex, I know what this is the thing, right? I don't know why you've got this notion in your head. Criticizing Lloris for having a bad game is not the same as writing off his season or wanting him sold or anything like that. He's saying, I love you. You're great. Tonight you had a bad game. I love Anthony Martial, but he's having an awful season. I can say he's having an awful season. You just sitting here, literally what you've said on this show is the system was fine. The tactics didn't go well, but I understand why Jose did what he did. The team let us down. No individual players are at fault. It isn't too bad that we just got.
No, I didn't say that, though. I
listen, bruv, you don't need to say the words for that to be what you mean, bruv. We all know how things work.
No, because you went finished.
Anita, give us your thoughts on Tottenham getting absolutely sliced and diced by Liverpool tonight.
I didn't even want to come on here. I just like the view better from backstage. Like this was getting a little bit funky. Like,
I think we need to talk about how West Ham are the best team in London.
no.
Hey.
Oh God!
No.
So is this how far we're going?
Hold on.
The table doesn't lie. The table doesn't lie.
Neeks, give it 4 games.
Why am I giving it 4 games when I give it 20? I'm giving it 20. I'm giving it 20.
Because
this is not a Chelsea. This is not a Chelsea, isn't it?
No, because you admitted you don't like your manager. You think he's dead regardless. Anyway, you don't even care about finishing in the top 4. So it doesn't really matter. All right. So,
but are we talking about Chelsea streaming?
Listen, we're gonna rotate some of the panel. David, thank you very much for coming on, bro. Thank you very much indeed. Who are we going to add into this next? We're gonna get a Liverpool fan in now. Liverpool fan Zane is thank you, Nick. Cheers, bro. Is with us now as well. Zane said, "Listen, man, Liverpool turned up tonight. Excellent, on fire. Give me your views, mate."
All right. Before we start, I'm taking this game in isolation. I'm not getting too gassed about the rest of the season, but for this one game, we slapped them down, bro. Thiago, he broke up Harry Kane, bruv. Broke him up, man. That's what I told you about Thiago, man. He's a football, bruv. He will damage the other players, man. And Trent, I've been calling you a dead boy FC for a while now, but it's tough love, bruv. You're a young G, bruv. Today you fixed up and you showed, man, what you can do, man. These are the levels you need to come on, man. And also, Firmino, I've been giving you stick as well. And you, brother, I saw little signs in the cup game. You're coming back, bruv. That's it. Mane, boy. You're scaring me, bro. You should have a hat trick today. Salah set you up so many times. But overall, I'm gassed, bro. We're back for this one game. I feel good again, bro. It's been so peak as a Liverpool fan. So I'm gassed, bro. I'm back. I'm happy, bro. But I've got to calm it down because it's only one game. Anyway.
I do have one serious question for you. The country's on lockdown. Where the hell are you, bruv? You're in your car.
All right. So my boys in the academy got called up to train with the first team, Hampton and Richmond. So they're do you know what I mean? Okay. You get me? So my man's gone all the way down there to drop him, watch him play, train with the first team. You get me? So my man's on his journey. So I got to back the thing in it. So yeah, that's why I'm driving.
That's cool, bro. That's cool. I'm just wondering, bro. I'm wondering, Zane, listen, bro, we'll let you get back to whatever you're doing. I'm actually jealous you're out. I haven't been out my house for 7 months. Bro, you take care of yourself, man. Speak to you again soon. Top man, Zane. We're going to open up the lines now. We're going to open up the lines for the viewers to come on and have their say. We've got a nice little panel here for you. We've got Kesh, Jem, and Prime we're going to bring on as well. So make sure you're all staying tuned to hear from them very, very soon as well. I'm going to share the link in the comment section. Sign up to our Discord server. We've got some super chats to do here as well. Bazzy here says, if eight said it once, if eight said it once, I've said it a million times. James Milner is a grown man. James Milner is the weirdest football player in the world, you know, in the sense of he shouldn't be anywhere near as good as he looks or anything like that, but he is absolutely brilliant. Hamid here says, I'm glad we won. Props to Milner. Man's 56 years old, still able to run from box to box the whole game. But unless we get a centre-back, nothing is changing. I hear you on that one. A few more super chats before we go to our next lot of callers. Man like Terry Tibbs backstage as well, buzzing about that. Balas here says United lost the game and no rivals came out to United lost the game and no rivals came out to the show yesterday to banter them because the host is a Man United fan, but Tottenham lose and tonight rivals are called. Let me tell you a little something, bro. We have a group chat with over 30 people in it and Man United fans make up about 8 of them. Everybody has a choice in the Football Terrace community, whether they want to come on each night or not. It's their choice. We do not control. There's been a narrative running around all week. We don't control anybody here at the Football Terrace.
No offense, yeah, no offense, but Tottenham, get your fans up then. What the hell? Get your fans up.
Exactly.
You know what? There's only like 3 of us in that chat, so we need the rivals to come on because there's only 3 of us part of the Terrace.
Exactly. Terry Tibbs is here with us. Terry's a Liverpool fan, back on the winning road in 2021. Give us your thoughts, mate.
All right, mate. Well, it was a decent performance, wasn't it? I think we played Tottenham off the park. Got to be bad as a Tottenham fan, hasn't it? When you look at it and you're parking the bus from minute 1 at home with 2 midfielders against our 3. For me, Mourinho was a good manager back in 2005. I think he's well past his best now. I think he's going down the same road that Arsene Wenger went. His tactics are outdated and he's getting found out. I don't think he's going to win another trophy for a long time. Only time he's going to win a title if Guardiola packs his bags and leaves Manchester City and they come in for Mourinho for some silly reason that they would. But yeah, it was a good game. All in all, I think, don't want to get too carried away, but Mane looked sharp, Firmino looked sharp, Salah looked unplayable at times. Trent looked absolutely brilliant. Robinson as well, who no one's mentioned him. He was phenomenal at left back. He really was. Henderson, I think all in all, I'm excited. I just want us to build on this now and move forward. We need to. We've got West Ham away next, best team in London. And then we've got Man City at the Etihad. There's no fans, but they're used to that anyway. So we need to be on point.
I hear you. I want to ask Alex, what do you make of Terry's claims there that Jose Mourinho is past it and he's not going to win, no more trophies coming your way? Do you agree that Jose Mourinho is past it?
No, because out of respect, I mean, yeah, Terry, your team was really, really good today. So yeah, respect to you. And yeah, I want to give a shout out to Stroh as well, because he's a good guy as well. And Callum, because good Liverpool fans. But yeah, I don't agree with that. I think he will get maybe a trophy. The Carabao Cup is a cup that is quite good. It's quite good to get right now. Can't even get my words out. Can't articulate the word out. But yeah, I think it's a good. We could get a trophy this season, yeah, with the Carabao Cup. But I mean, I really wanted top 4 because I think it would be moving forward, or get you win the Europa League. So yeah, I mean, but I do respect Jose's decision to bring in Sacramento and Ledley King, but I don't see the influence of those 2 coaches at the moment. I see that he wants to press, and I saw him on the touchline during the on TV. He wanted them to press, but you see that they're struggling to do that, isn't it? So.
I hear you on that. Thank you, Alex. Terry, from your point of view, I mean, a lot of people started to write Liverpool off, and I certainly said in the last sort of 24 hours that I felt if you lost tonight, and had a negative result against West Ham, how these things can spiral, I would have said your title race may have been over, because by that point, you could have ended up being sort of 12, 13 points away from the top of the table. With a win tonight, only 4 points behind City. They do have a game in hand, but you play them in a few weeks. Do you still make yourselves favourites, or at least in the top 2 to win this league title still?
I think it's definitely going to be between 3 teams to win the title. I think it's going to be between us, United and City. I see Leicester dropping off. I think Leicester will finish top 4. I think it's going to be Leicester, City, United, Liverpool, top 4. In my opinion, I don't think Spurs are going to get anywhere near it. That's just my opinion. And I wrote us off as well, Terry. And over the last couple of weeks, you can't blame the rival fans for the banter, because as a Liverpool fan, over the last couple of weeks, it's been frustrating because we've been playing well at times. But it's like we've got a team of vampires. They're all scared to cross us. Do you know what I mean? No one was getting in the box and putting it in the back of the net. And no one was shooting from outside the area. They're all trying to play intricate football. Just have a go. Just shoot. And no one was doing it. That's one of the reasons why we weren't scoring. We banged 7 against Crystal Palace. And then we just go on a massive goal drought. And I just didn't understand it. Do
you know what, Tez? Do you know what I think as well, mate? Like, I totally understand that losing Van Dijk and Gomez is going to have an impact upon the team. But what was frustrating me for a number of weeks was listening to Liverpool fans talk about, oh yeah, but it's because we've either got a weaker defense, so we're not as confident going forward, or we've had to play midfielders in defense, so we've lost something in the midfield area. And I'm still looking at it going, well, most of your midfields in recent weeks, for instance, have had Thiago and Gini and Milner, or Thiago, Gini and Curtis Jones in there, which is still very good. And I'm watching your games thinking, and I went and done a statistical analysis, the average chances created per games was no different now to it was a year ago. For me, it was just you weren't finishing your dinner. And a lot of excuses were being made. I kind of looked at Liverpool, especially against Man United. You really turned up in that game, which is why I was so gassed to beat you in the end, because you still, for me, in the last 3 years, have been the best team in England. And I still think you are the best team in England. You've just gone through a really bad patch, which is normal. So you're still out there. I think you and City now have become a bit more neck and neck in terms of favourites. I'd make you number 1 and number 2 still. Which I think is how I predicted the start of the season. Maybe I had City 3rd, but they've really come on strong. They really have. Listen, Terry, absolute legend. Thank you for coming on, mate, and having your say.
Thanks, everyone.
Not a problem, mate. You take care. Next up, another Liverpool fan, Monsieur Ahmed, is here with us. Monsieur, what do you want to say, bro?
Hi, guys. Yeah, happy with the performance. I mean, we can't get carried away because this is our first win in 2021. First goal in 2021 in the Premier League. So it was a good performance. Trent had a good improved performance. Obviously, there are things that could be improved because obviously as a team like Liverpool, you look for perfection and look to mitigate all the mistakes as possible. So that goal that we conceded could have been not conceded if we pressed out more. But other than that, I'm quite happy with the performance. Just carry on again.
I'm back and still in the title race, in your opinion?
The thing is, Terry, I just don't want to look at the table right now because if we were on a form in the last 3 games, then I'd say, you know what, we're back in the title race. I know in my last call, I was quite reactionary saying we're out of the title race. That was just me as a fan reaction, losing to Burnley. But yes, it looks like the top 5 teams are still in the title race. But at the moment, we're just looking for form as opposed to just looking at the table. And just to clarify, that West Ham thing that I said is a tougher challenge. I just meant West Ham's a more physical team than Tottenham are, and they're playing. They're in a good form as well. So that's what I want to clarify.
That's all right, mate. Listen, you can say what you want on here. You're a legend of the channel, top man. I'll speak to you soon, Monsieur. All the best, mate. We're going to throw some more panelists in as well. Now we're going to add man like Kesh into the stream. Jem's been waiting a while. Prime's here as well. I'm going to go to Jem first. Jem, give me your thoughts on the performances tonight from Liverpool and Tottenham. You're on mute, bro.
I'm happy to see Alex being rattled again, as always. It's lovely to see, you know. It's great to see. Let me just quickly get my notebook out. Here we go. Right. Frauds. Lloris. Doherty. Prime. Doherty. Dyer. Winks. Bergwijn. How many frauds have you got in this team, bro? Right. And on top of that, you've also got Alex as well. I'm going to add in that as well. Because when he's sitting there saying, oh, Toby, if he was on the pitch, he would get roasted. When he forgets that Toby and Vertonghen were probably the 2 best defenders that they've ever seen in their history of Spurs. Yeah, is rubbish when you've got frauds like Eric Dyer and Rodon, who are absolute championship, actually not even championship players. They're Division 1 players playing in your team. That is disgusting, bruv. And I kept saying this to you people, I said this when Chelsea were playing Spurs at home this ages ago, and everyone was calling me out, going, "Why are you not saying Spurs are title contenders?" This is why, because they are bottlers. They are the biggest bottlers of a club I've ever seen, bruv. And it is what it is.
Go on, Eleanor.
I just want to reply to like some of those frauds. Okay, Lloris. Right, he's definitely, he's definitely not like the same level as he was. But the problem with Tottenham is we'll never buy someone at that same level. So we've got to keep on a hold of him as much as we can, because literally we cannot buy someone on that level. We will not. Well, we can, but we won't. This is the problem. So with Lloris, I try to keep him as long as possible because he's good as we're going to get right now. As like, we will not buy someone on that level. With Rodon, he's young. He shouldn't have thrown him in. I think we should have had a Dyer Toby defense. As much as I don't really want Dyer being our main defender right now. He has to be, but I think he's thrown him in at a game he shouldn't have, personally. Yeah, I agree with a lot of that. Doherty, I've not been impressed with him since he played for us. Like, I liked him at Wolves. In a back three, he looked great. But
my flop of the season. That's who I called as the flop.
Again, like I could totally see why, because he's nowhere near on the level that Aurier has been. So I like, and I know Aurier had a dodgy last season, but we should not be playing him.
I hear that. Alex, in your point of view, Jems just said there, a couple of your players, championship level players. Do you agree with him? What's your thoughts on that?
With the whole thing with Doherty came as a right wing back, and then when Reguilon came in, right, Reguilon stopped that basically. So then he's now needs to retrain himself as a right back. I know he's playing as right wing back, but that's why he's suffering at the moment. I mean, obviously Højbjerg at the moment, he's been brilliant, and to be honest with you, he was brilliant today. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, he just he showed how
no one
much
spoke about Højbjerg, Alex. Why are you skipping?
Yeah, I know,
bro?
but
answer my question. Why you got championship defenders?
Great, my guy.
Championship defenders, bro.
No. And who else did you mention? Then?
Bergwijn, flop.
Bergwijn.
Yeah.
Again,
Winks is wank. Winks is wank.
I mentioned Bergwijn. I mentioned Bergwijn. He's actually playing very well. Actually,
no, he
actually compliments. No, listen, please. Can you just listen, please? Okay. No, can you listen, please? Right, he's actually not playing too badly. He's actually helping Son and Kane, because when he doesn't actually play, he works really hard down that right hand side, and when he doesn't play, we actually miss him. So he's actually doing really well. The only thing he's missing
we can ask for right now, but he's an attacker.
That's all I would say at the moment. But yeah, I'm sorry, but no, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, you haven't watched Tottenham then.
Bergwijn's not playing too bad. You name me a game this season where he stepped up. Oh yeah, Liverpool.
He has stepped up.
When he had them two chances and he flopped it because he's a
stepped
flop.
up against Leeds.
He is a flop,
and he's actually not doing too badly. Again, you haven't watched Tottenham, Jim, because you wouldn't have said that if you know what you're saying.
No. Can I reply to this Bergwijn thing, please? Can I just give some sort of clarity to this Bergwijn thing? Bergwijn offers a lot of defensive cover, which is why Mourinho plays him. Bale can't track back the way Bergwijn does, so he's playing him in that position. This is why he's playing him. It's not Bergwijn's job really right now to be an attacker. I don't think that's Bergwijn's fault. I feel like that's a Mourinho tactic. I think he's an attacker. He's an attacker who should be scoring goals. He does get chances and he does mess them up, and it annoys me to the max. But he is our best bet, because at the end of the day, we don't have anyone else that could do the job he wants him to do. Bale can't track back. Lamela, he will get sent off doing that, because he literally, by the time he runs back, he'll pull someone down. I think that the problem is that right wing position is not good enough. So Bergwijn's our best bet right now. But if you think of it logically, it's just not. He's just not doing the job he should be doing. We're playing with very limited chances. We need to be taking our chances. He's not doing the attacking job. So I can see why rivals say he's a fraud. He does his job, but that isn't what he's supposed to be doing. He's doing a track back job, a defending job, which isn't good enough in my opinion.
I hear you on that. Kesh, I'd love to get your views, your opinions on, you're an Arsenal fan. So from the Tottenham point of view today, was this just typical bottle job Spursy?
Yep.
Best opportunity in maybe 3 or 4 years to get one over on Liverpool that were in bits? Or are we looking at this wrong? Is it more a case of Liverpool just on fire today, can't be stopped?
Listen, Liverpool played very well today, and I said it. I said once their front three can hit a bit of form, they'll be back. Everyone was downplaying them, saying they're out of the title race. I said no, this is a team that's been performing at a very high level. In terms of Spurs, they flattered the seas. The few chances they had they only came about it because of the Liverpool defense being bad. That's the only reason. If you actually look at the way Spurs played today, they was very predictable. Every single time they're looking for that ball over the top. If you add Van Dijk in that defense, those balls would have been cut out. Because what you'd add there is a leader speaking. It's the voice of Van Dijk that Liverpool's missing at the back. In terms of the way Mourinho set up today, I think it was despicable. You took a Dorothy who's been playing terrible at right back and then put him over to the left side.
Left wing back. It's just
it didn't make any sense to me at all.
Yeah.
You then got the likes of Winks. I don't know why everyone overhypes him. I've said it. I respectfully came on here a few weeks ago when everyone was saying Spurs in a title race, and I said, until I see it, I will not admit that because I know what Spurs is like. I know what they're like. They flatter to deceive and they give you this presence that they're actually going to do something, but then they bottle it.
Yes.
I don't think it's more bottling. I don't think we're good enough.
Hold on.
Guys, let me finish.
Jose's been playing very defensive, and I said Jose is not doing anything different to what Arteta's been doing. The only difference is they've got a Song and a Kane who are very, very clinical. What you've seen today is when them two is not at the very best, Tottenham flats to deceive, and that's what's happening. Arsenal are now the second best defensive team as of today, and Jose's been playing this defensive football. Jose's been playing this defensive football that everyone's been praising him for. Is it now time to start being critical of Jose the same way Arteta receives so many abuse for the way that Arsenal's been playing?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's a simple fact. It is. It is. It's time to be honest about it. At the end of the day, we had 2 goal scorers. When those 2 goal scorers are not showing up, we don't have many. I mean, Højbjerg, brilliant, great strike, but that's not going to happen every game because he is a CDM, so he's not going to be doing that. But realistically, we don't have any more goal scorers in the team, and this is why Bergwijn gets crap, because he needs to be scoring and taking chances. This is the problem. We are a very clinical team, as you've mentioned, but that's not going to work in the long run. I feel like this is what I've been trying to say. Yes, we'll probably win a trophy under him, and I'll be so grateful for that. But my problem is looking at it from a long-term point of view. The tactics are a bit of a bother. The way we're playing is a bit of a bother for me because we were 3-1 down and we didn't have a shot. We had 2 attempts and 1 on goal. To me, that's a problem. Like that when you're 3-1 down, you need to be going for it at least a little bit. And yeah, we fed into their hands, coming at them a bit so they could get the 3rd goal. But I agree. I think that there is problems there. But at the same time, he does things right. So I'm not going to say he's always to blame. But tonight was very much on him being stubborn with his tactics.
Surely if Mourinho.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Oh, well, I got a Prime now. Prime got called out. Great points made there by everyone. Prime, you got called out by KJ in relation to you saying it was going to be a Jose Mourinho masterclass. What did Jose get wrong tonight, in your opinion?
Everything. Liverpool were on fire today, so give them their credit. But Jose just got it completely wrong today. Doherty should not have been playing. He's been poor all season. And not only that, he's also playing out of position as well. I just tactically awful. Spurs didn't do anything. And as much as it's down to the players, it's also down to the manager.
Yeah. Mate, yeah, absolutely right. I actually agree with Alex. I'll go to you in a sec, mate, on the point he made earlier that it's a collective, and it is a collective. But within a collective, there are still individuals. I had a big not spat today. I had a little bit of a Twitter exchange with Saeed, who spoke about I shouldn't single out Martial for his bad performance. I'm like, well, if you watch my match review, I singled out about 13 players, I think, off the top of my head. There's nothing wrong in singling out individual bad performances or individual mistakes by a manager. That isn't the same as having an unyielding agenda that never changes. I think that's what like the likes of Alex and Ty in the sort of football social media community have the biggest problem with, is they see any kind of sort of negative talk about a player as being overly hateful and abusive, and it just isn't. And tonight, you're right. There's so many Spurs players that either shouldn't have been picked or had awful games. But the biggest mistake for me was allowing that midfield to be overrun. If Liverpool win games through their midfield dominating the ball, and if you can't counteract it and nullify it, you end up in trouble. And Jose has no excuse. He isn't a Lampard who's learning his trade. He isn't a Mikel Arteta who is cutting his teeth for the first time. This is one of the most successful managers in the history of the game. And to not make an adjustment, even 20 minutes in, to counteract a problem that we could all see. Undereducated football. I'll say undereducated. I'm talking about like none of us have football qualifications, really, as far as I'm aware. None of us got our coaching badges. And it was a disgrace from Jose Mourinho tonight. And, you know, if I was Alex and Eleanor, I would be so embarrassed of the way he performed tonight. There's no doubt about it, because what a chance to put yourself back in the title race and beat the current champions. It's just, I'd be so disappointed in the setup.
Sorry, Liverpool were there for the taking as well.
Of course they were, 100%.
Like on this bad run of form Liverpool were on, the worst thing that they needed was, or I guess the thing they did need in Liverpool's case, was that bit of confidence. And beating Spurs, a team that's apparently in this title race, and beating them as comfortably as they did, wow, that is dangerous for them.
I agree completely. Prime, thank you very much, mate. Your mic's giving me some hella jip in my ears, bro. That breathing's a madness. I'll chat to you soon. Thank you very much for coming on. We're going to add man like Ads onto the show now. Ads is here with us. Thank you, Jerome, for your super chat. I'll read it out, actually. It says, Jem, that's a funny talking about frauds at Spurs, but you should look at your own frauds at Chelsea. Chelsea definitely needs to get criticism, the same as Arteta. No doubt about it. Also, a comment here from Ryan who says Klopp says Matip's injury is serious, apparently damaged his ankle ligaments. No word on how serious Fabinho's injury is. We might sign a centre-back. None are fit. Listen, you have to. Matip is I interviewed a journalist in the summer who is very, very close to Matip in terms of the family, knows his agent well, etc. And they spoke about why Matip wanted to leave Liverpool. And this had nothing to do with not getting on with Klopp, wanting a new challenge. It was Matip has openly stated at Liverpool that the intensity that Jurgen Klopp plays and trains at breaks his body can't take it. That's the only reason he wants to leave. It hasn't happened. His body keeps breaking down. It's as simple as that. It's a madness. It's an act. The one thing I say to Liverpool fans, if you miss out on this title narrowly and you start having more defensive issues, imagine not signing a centre-back when Matip's always injured. Fabinho isn't even a centre-back, and he could now be out for a few. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It is. Ads is with us. Ads, give us your thoughts, mate.
Well, all I'm gonna say is, Eleanor and Alex, I respect you both as fans, but your fan base just never learn. They lost today. Your team lost today, but they'll still go on making deluded statements, and that's just the way it is with Tottenham. I think they're just bottler FC, and their fan base they're a joke. And I've seen better things on the bottom of my shoe than your fan base and your club. So the performance was shit. I think you lot should have taken advantage of a poor Liverpool side. I know, like Kesh said, when their front line is on form, they are a different beast, all three of them. I know Mane did score today. It was a good to see him score because he's a top-class player. But Tottenham, they're just so bad. And I'm not even saying this because the thing is, I'll say this now. When we got on the top of the league, because I'm a United fan, all they were doing were tagging along with Liverpool saying, yeah, go on and win it. They can't admit that they are a failure of a club and that Jose isn't performing to the top extent he was brought in for. So for me, just very bottle of fan base, just full of fools. And yeah, man, Tottenham are just never going to be the team that their fans talk about.
Alex, what's your response to this from Ads?
I mean, I'm not really listening to that, really. I think that's just being banter. But firstly, I just want to say to you, Terry, I'm sorry for my earlier outburst because you're the boss, and you know you've allowed me on this football terrace. So I wanted to say that firstly. I want to also say to Kesh, big up to you, mate. I respect you so much highly. Even though you're an Arsenal fan, I've got a brother who's an Arsenal fan, and I respect you because you talk with your head rather than your heart. And I actually respect you. I love your opinion.
Where's Michael at, man?
Alex, let me just say something real quickly. I keep telling you this. Me and you are friends now. We share a group chat. We talk, communicate a lot. When we have our little spats, you never have to say sorry. I mean that you have to stop saying that because the viewers might not know it. When I say, oh, you're boring me, everyone knows I don't mean it in a horrible way. We're just having a bit of banter, bruv. So you haven't got to say sorry. Eleanor, Ads has come in here and called out Spurs fans massively. I'd love your opinion on what he said.
I mean, I can understand what he's saying. At the end of the day, we're sitting here saying, oh, we've got the best striker in the league. We've got the best attack in the league. Blah, blah. We got all of this, but we had a 0.0 XG today in the second half and we needed to score. Every time we have a challenge, we tend to we don't step up to it, which is what the whole point of bringing Jose Mourinho was, by the way, was to change that mentality. So do I then say he's failing that job? Like, I just think that he's come in here to change the mentality, make us winners, but we haven't really we haven't shown anything that is doing that. Like, I just think that, yeah, our fans do overgas players, but at the end of the day, we need to do that because we don't win trophies. So if we don't gas our players, then we don't gas our club. I just think that at the end of the day, with Spurs at the moment, having Jose Mourinho is selling us like a false hope that we're going to win things, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but we are showing nothing to be doing that. Yeah, we're in a final. We might win that final. I get that, but at the end of the day, like, I think that we have deeper issues, and I think it's the fact that the way we're playing, we need to play a bit more, creating a bit more chance, especially when you're down. I understand if we're 2-1 up and we're sitting back, like, I get that, but yeah, just generally we need to create more.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go on.
Can I say something? Elena, you do some things up really, really well. I really like your points because you do something up really, really well. What was good when Tottenham were really at their best? What was good about Tottenham at their best? Dembele.
Dembele, yeah.
Dembele. When Dembele left, we didn't have it. Now, we've got Ndombele at the moment, and the reason why I'm really tough on him, because I think he's got the ability. But I think it's going to take time for him to get to that point. So at the moment, we've only just got Højbjerg, and then we've got nobody there. Now, we'll see what happens when Skip comes back, okay? Because he's got a lot of hope for Skip.
I like Skip personally. I like him, but I think tonight, if we're focusing just on tonight, there are problems that we could have avoided tonight.
You say you got no one else. What about Sissoko? What about Winks? Surely they're good players. They can hold in midfield.
I think Winks is wank.
He's the guy that runs. He just runs, and that's it.
He is a runner, but I think he should have come on to protect that right side.
I agree with you. Ads, final point, mate. We're going to go to another caller.
I just want to say this right now, okay? Whether you like it or not, Spurs fans, Kane and Son, even when they're in the team, were inconsistent. And you know, I know to you guys, but even when they're in the team, you guys are still inconsistent. Even in the team, to the
Ads' connection was gone there. Sorry about that, bro. Ramel's on the show next. If Ramel's here, Ramel, remind everyone who you support and what do you want to say.
I'm a Liverpool fan, Terry. One thing I wanted to say is patience is key, because don't get me wrong, no one likes losing games, innit? But when we went on through this bad run, drawing and losing and not scoring and whatnot, I kept saying, don't worry. Everybody else, not just in England, but in Europe, all the big clubs have gone through bad form. And I just thought this was us going through our bad form, if you know what I mean. And don't get me wrong, especially losing to Burnley at home and losing that record, I was a bit wary after that, thinking how are the players going to react to going so long unbeaten and then coming back. But despite losing to United, I still think we were very good at the least. And then going on to beat Tottenham away from home, which I don't think is easy. And the way we played, it wasn't like we were lucky today. We played really well. We played better than them. Dominated them. So that's where I have more positivity going forward. But I keep saying patience is key. So the one thing I want to add to that before I go is where I've seen other Liverpool fans lose their head. I think that's just crazy. I just think they need to calm down, really and truly, because bad form has happened this season to everybody. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, no, listen, remember, I think you're right. And listen, I'm always going to banter Liverpool and say they're done, they're finished, they're over when they're losing, because you try and wind fans up. I thought was mad is the 0 to 100 from some Liverpool fans that 6 weeks ago you were the great Premier League team ever, to now you're not even going to finish in the top 4. And if you win the next couple of games on the bounce, you'll be team again. I hear you.
Think of it this way. Think of it this way. We got West Ham away, Brighton at home, and then City away. City at home, sorry. All right, we win all of those, we're then closer than what anybody ever thinks. So as you said, going from 0 to 100 is to me just crazy. And the pure disrespect that I've seen from certain Liverpool fans onto certain players. Do not get me wrong, Trent has not been great this season, but he's given us a lot before. And plus, at the end of the day, he's still quite young. So mistakes can happen. I'm not trying to say I can't give criticism, but what I'm trying to say is the over-the-top hyperbolic bullshit is not necessary.
No, I completely hear you, and for Liverpool fans to be, I kind of get I kind of get the reaction to not signing anybody's frustrating. So criticizing FSG for not signing a centre back in this window or in the summer makes sense. But it's been there almost feels this kind of want from some Liverpool fans on social media, especially, to start having their little rants like Arsenal and Man United fans have done in recent years. And I just think it's far too quick. Mel, thank you, mate, for coming on, having your say, brother. All the best. Thank you, my friend. Next up on the show is going to be Stephen. Stephen, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Liverpool fan, back to winning ways. How you feeling, mate?
Okay.
Feel good. Feel really good after a full month of not winning a Premier League game. And where's Alfie? Because last night he said that Tottenham were going to win, full stop. So where's he now? Because we won today, and you need to back up what you said, because people can't get ahead of themselves in terms of the season, because it's a pandemic going on and there's no crowds around, and it's all up in the air in terms of who will finish where in terms of the table wise, because we're only in the end of January, by the way, and we still got to like May time, so still a long way to go. But in terms of Liverpool tonight, I'm just really happy and relieved we got a win. I thought Trent was absolutely immense tonight. He came back to what he was, not too long ago, of the power on form nearly, and especially Hendo back there in the defense and not in the midfield, just controlling it really well, and the front three, scoring again, which they don't get credit enough for, and which people need to kind of wake up on, because they're just so good in front of goal on their day. You know what I mean? And for me, it's just back to winning ways. Going to Stratford on Sunday, which is my favorite place in London, by the way. Hopefully get a win there. Then you got Brighton at home next week, and that's the big one to get home to City. So there's definitely confidence tonight. So just keep that going and roll on City. Hopefully.
No, I completely hear you. I do. It's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks for Liverpool, no doubt about it, especially in the build up to that Liverpool game. Absolutely. Stephen, thank you very, very much. We've got some super chats here. The first one says it's Jose to Klopp 7. Sorry, Jose to Klopp 7 in the head-to-head meetings between the two managers. Yeah, that's a madness. I didn't realize that. Undombele season here says Jose out. He's a counter-attack coach who is clueless in possession. You guys give Alex grief for doubting.
I think he means grief.
I think
become your best manager.
Sorry, I'm really bad at reading that.
I think
Alex, are you Jose out?
No, because the thing is, though, mate, we've got a release clause. Let's think about release clause at the moment. We're still paying off Popch at the moment still, so it's stupid to get rid of him. Sorry, we've got him in now, so we've got to stick with what we've got now. It's Levy's man, by the way, so he'll be to blame if it doesn't work out. So we've got to stick with him right now and stick with the tactics. Now, I mean, the only thing I've got the issue with at the moment, we've got Ali at the moment doing nothing at the moment, and for me, I think he should be in the team. But I mean, if it's getting to this point, I mean, the only problem we've got at the moment is he's a homegrown player, and we've got too many foreign players in the squad. So you know
what's happening with Dele Alli. Your club is trying to find a replacement because they're very willing to let him go to Paris Saint-Germain as long as a replacement can be found. And that tells you one thing: even if he stays, he's going to be at the bottom of the pile, and there's no way Jose Mourinho,
gone for Lingard, man.
He's going to play him. And now Lingard is looking like he's going to go to West Ham, currently the best team in London.
I love that. Love it, mate.
Jose is going to be, you do, but Jose is going to be absolutely fuming. He's going to be absolutely fuming. Man like O'Shea's with us now. O'Shea back in the house after Liverpool win. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah.
He comes out.
Look, at the end of the day, who are you talking about? I think I came on when Bentley beat us. What are you talking about? Listen, I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm not going to get ahead of myself because I've seen this happen already this season. If we remember when we lost, we got slapped by Villa, then we drew to Everton and drew to Fulham, and then we went on a little run and beat Wolves, beat Leicester, slapped Palace, and then we didn't score for how many games? So I'm not going to start saying we're not going to win the league or we're not. I've always maintained I still think we're going to win the league, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself because there's another team that is very much like Liverpool, and that's Manchester City. In terms of when they start, they don't stop. Manchester City have started and they haven't stopped. So if it was United that was top of the league or Chelsea, then maybe I would say, you know what, I'm more confident. But City, for me, they're very much like Liverpool in the sense of the past few years they've been a different animal, and it's going to be very difficult to catch them up right now. So I'm happy. It's a very good win. Doing a double over Tottenham, I want to know how that feels for some of the Tottenham fans because that's hilarious. But
it's not hard, bruv.
But it is though. When you look at how
I mean, they didn't win, so I don't know what he's piping up there.
Exactly.
When you look at how we've been performing, we lost to Southampton and we lost to Burnley, and then the first game back we beat Tottenham away. That's a joke.
I mean, it doesn't matter away or home because we don't play any different away or home, so it doesn't really change.
Yeah,
we don't play like as if we're going on the front foot.
Where I agree with O'Shea is like I've said about 10 times already in this stream, it's perfect times to play people. It's why I'm nervous for the Arsenal game this weekend because with it a bit of sketchy form and then gone and lost to Sheffield United, for us to maintain this sort of title push that the players are even speaking about now, we have to beat Arsenal. It becomes all or nothing. Same with yourselves to the Spurs today. Today wasn't all or nothing for you, but it was a great opportunity to jump back into the top four, damage Liverpool further, lay down a marker, and it must just be so frustrating because I've been there as a United fan in the last 8 years. You think, right, opportunity tonight. And it does feel this season with Jose, every time an opportunity's come knocking, when you're up near the top of the league, it's like, oh, they're looking good form. They're at the top of the league. They can push on. You've fallen away. Good up, yes, you got through the semi-final. That was Brent. I mean, if you lose the final of this League Cup, I think it's going to be. I think you'll start to see more Tottenham fans turn against Jose Mourinho. I really, really do. Ndombele season here of another super chat says this manager has improved no players. His tactics are basic. Sam Allardyce could coach them. Alex is right. Barring the trophy thing, Jose out. Is what
I think say that it'll be your best manager in history, man.
Is the message that is what he is saying.
I think it's a bit far to go either way. I think it's a bit far to be like, yeah, I'm so Jose in, yes, I'm so Jose out. I feel like there are good things he's bringing and bad things he's bringing. We just need to be honest about about when he does things wrong. Which today he did things wrong, but against in the cups and stuff that he's taking them seriously, which is what we need a cup. He's doing things right. So I feel like you've got to be honest on both ends. I don't feel like it's straight Jose out because we need a trophy and he's the one that's going to probably bring it. But also we need to realise that on the long-term side of things, he's not the one that's going to get us top four probably with the players we have, the money he has, and the way we play. So
he becomes your best manager, doesn't he?
You know what I don't understand, yeah? And it's this, why has he been playing Harry Kane in this weird sort? Harry Kane is a striker. When he's on form, he gets 30 goals a season. He is on form, the second best striker in Europe behind Lewandowski on his day. I don't care what anyone says. This guy gets 30 goals a season. Why are you playing? I don't understand why he's playing him in this weird.
Do you want to answer it, Elena, or do you want to answer it?
Do you know why he's doing it? I'll give you an answer. Don't go to Eleanor. I think it's because he has no number 10 that he trusts.
Yeah,
and he needs and with the way, and he has no number 10 that he trusts. Harry Kane is very good on the ball. Yeah. If Dele Alli was doing what he wanted in training and performing, Ali would be in that position. Yeah. Have Kane up front and then Son playing off the side of him, but he doesn't have that option. In Eriksen left. That for me is the only reason.
100%. 100%. We need a creator, like someone that's actually going to create things. It's just unfortunate that he's creating and can't be on the end of them. We need a creator and a striker. This is the problem. That Eriksen role hasn't been filled, or that Dele Alli role hasn't been filled. So we definitely need to he's now filling in, as you say, as a true number 10, and we have to have someone else scoring the goals. And he's also very good at tracking back. He also works for the team, so he's playing a bit deeper. But it is worrying when he's getting more touches in our own box than the opposition box. So
what I would say is this though as well. He has 12 goals and 11 assists. Like it's not like he's doing bad. Harry Kane is bringing that role.
It's also burning him out, in my opinion.
Can I say something on this though? Right? Okay. I think Ali is the creator here. You see what I'm saying? We've got Lo Celso there as well. And we have Ali there as well. Now, I think the thing is, I've got to say to Tottenham fans, because they do frustrate me. It's like playing FIFA with some Tottenham fans. They say, just get rid of all these players. They're useless, absolutely useless. Okay, so how are you going to get rid of them? Sell them. Just sell them for 20,000, 20 million. Do you think Danny Levy's going to do that? No, he isn't. You know, and if you get rid of all the players and get in new players, you've got to start a whole new team, and it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that.
On that point,
we're in the real world. You know, it's just it's like in January, it's like saying, oh, we need to get this player, Okay, so he needs to hit the ground running straight away, doesn't he? It doesn't work like that.
This is why you buy proven players. No. This is where we should be buying proven players. Sorry.
On that point that he hasn't got a number 10 that he trusts, like going off the season, like I'm saying, if in the next, say, 12 months, Jose does not win Tottenham anything, I think you lot should be very livid that you got rid of Poch, because we're saying Jose haven't got a 10, but Poch made it work with a Dele Alli.
Yeah, but Dele also was in great form in that 2017 season. He hasn't hit that form since, even under Poch. So I don't think it's specifically on Dele or Jose or Poch. Under Poch, towards the end, Dele was shocking, one of his worst sort of patches. So it's not Poch can now suddenly make him this great player again.
No, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like Jose is coming, and we're taking away a lot from the team. Despite Kane scoring, we're taking a lot away from the team, because what you're seeing now is you're only playing through the likes of Song and Kane. At least you never had that problem on the Poch. Fair enough, Dele Alli wasn't performing, but he was playing better football, and you were still getting points.
I hear you on that. We've got man like, sorry, I've got my camera all mixed up here. What am I doing? Man like Igao is here with us now. Give me your thoughts on tonight's game and Tottenham's performance, mate.
You know what? The opening minutes when they got that first goal and it was ruled offside, I'm like, you know what? Tottenham have something about them. But then, like Tottenham always do, the music starts playing and they crumble. They fall away. Something falls from between their. I don't even want to get into it. But guys, let's talk about Tottenham right now. Tottenham, this is what they are. As they're nearly men, they always get close, but never get over the hump. They can't show that they have anything to show for this great run. This is your this has been probably in your lifetime, Elena, or a lot of Tottenham fans' lifetime, since the early 90s or even before then with Glenn Hoddle's days. This has probably been the best, most consistent run you guys have had in the Premier League, and still nothing to show for it. And constantly you guys tell us how you've surpassed Arsenal, you've surpassed all these other teams, you're the best team in North London, this, that, but you have nothing to show for it. So until you get something to show for it, you can't really brag. It's actually sad that this is your golden period almost in 20 years, and you have no accolades, no major trophies, nothing to show your kids in 20 years' time. Tottenham kept getting top 4 when we were at our best. That's all you're gonna say. We went to a Champions League final.
This is why Jose's here.
That's all you're gonna say. And to me, it just goes to show that you guys are settling for this. You can make fun of your board, and you can make fun of everything else. But they seem to be okay with this. The fans don't seem to be upset, because the fans seem to be happy with this level of consistency. You don't seem to be wanting to push any further. And every time we try to tell you guys you should be pushing for further, you say no, but this is Tottenham. This is not where you're supposed to win trophies. If we talk about Harry Kane should be winning trophies, you guys, you guys say, oh, but this is Tottenham. We're overachieving. No, please don't.
I mean, I don't know where this rant is coming from, because the reason why Jose's here is to win us a trophy. So that's why he's here. So he needs to push us over the line, because that's the whole point of him. The whole point of getting rid of Poch is because he wasn't performing towards the end, and we never knocked that door down. Jose's here to actually knock that door down, not the door we were knocking on under Pochettino. He's here to knock it down and actually win us a trophy. So he is here to do something. He is here to win us a trophy. And I think that, he's probably the best man to do that. But right now, I'm not going to deny his faults at the same time. Like today, to me, was his fault. Like the way we set up was a bit strange. Obviously, having Doherty left wing back, I've already explained all this. But I'm saying just because he's going to win us a trophy.
You're wasting your energy on the wrong person, Elena. You want to know why? You guys have been in the same situation with Pochettino. You guys get close. But you know what happens? You never get over the hump because of
we're in a cup final.
Because of your owner, because of accidental factors that has to do outside of the manager. You could have the best manager in the world. If you are set up to only obtain a certain level and not get over the hump.
We're not doing that right now. But we're not doing that right now. We've got Jose Mourinho to actually to win a trophy. That's why he's here. So I don't see where your argument is coming from, because the reason why he's here is to
your
change.
Fans are going to waste their energy talking about Jose Mourinho when the same issue is going to happen with any manager that comes in.
No.
We're still going to get to a certain level and never get over the hump.
We're supposed to be talking about tonight's game. Like, we're supposed to be talking about tonight's game. So the issue on tonight's game was his tactical mistakes, in my opinion. This is just a wasted argument, because, to be honest, the reason why he's here is to win us the trophy. We're in a cup final. Hopefully we win that and we do get over the line. But overall, we do need to reach a certain kind of level. And I don't think one League Cup is going to do that. But regardless, he's here to win us a trophy. Tonight, he got it wrong. It's not bad to say that just because Poch didn't do anything. That's got nothing to do with it. He's sacked now. We're talking about the manager we currently have. He made mistakes tonight when he could have capitalized on a poor, injured Liverpool side. And I just think that he didn't do that. So this whole argument of we're wasting our energy, not really, because tonight was on him. So if we're talking about tonight was on him.
Okay, what about your current run? What about the whole, you guys were placeholders in first place. And then at that point, you guys got excited. Now everything started to crumble. And the manager who got you guys in that first position, that's the first thing you guys look at. Realistically,
no.
It's not always only on the manager. As much as Jose Mourinho can get you guys to a certain level, he's not going to instill a winning mentality and a championship mentality into every single player. You need to buy championship level players.
I agree.
Always just developing two players and depending on two players for your whole entirety of this whole run will not win you guys anything.
I totally agree with you, but you also totally agree with you. We're relying on two players. We shouldn't be relying on two players. Totally agreed. There is many problems at Tottenham, and the fact that we don't put on our second striker that we did try get on a loan to then buy. We're not going to see him in a Premier League game when we actually need him. Our centre forward goes off. We don't replace him with centre forward. Yes, but it's weird. There are problems there. Don't get me wrong. We shouldn't be relying on two players to score every goal. But I'm not going to deny his faults at the same time. And his faults are still there. But at the same time, yes, there are problems with our mentality. I totally agree. We need to buy better players. Our board don't do that. We haven't bought anyone. Like, at the end of the day, there are many problems at Tottenham. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's just Jose Mourinho. No, but today could have been avoided. And today was on him, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, players were not great. But today was tactically on him.
I listen, I great debate between the two of you there. And I think there are two things at play. There's today looking at one area, and then there's, I think the gal's point is you can moan about today, you can moan about Jose, but you're always going to be here because you're Tottenham, I think is what he's saying in an overarching shell. Some super chats here. Yes, Liverpool are back. Was the first one. We also had another super chat from Jerome here. Where's it gone? There it is. And this says, Igal, you are still talking about trophies. Geez. Change the talk, man. It's getting boring. Every team wants to win trophies, and I have no idea what you are talking about. We're going to add another Tottenham fan to the show now. We've got AJ here. AJ, welcome back. Humbling defeat and a disappointing performance for yourselves tonight. What do you make about what Igal says, that you just basically, stumble bums, you're never really going to improve, you're never going to move forward, you're pretenders?
Like, Igal was saying that Tottenham fans are happy with the level we're at, which isn't fair, because if we were, we'd have just kept Pochettino, and we've brought Mourinho to get the trophy win. And for today's game, it's for our defenders. It's got to a point where Eric Dyer, I can't even blame him for the mistakes he makes anymore. I blame any mistake Eric Dyer makes now. I blame it on Mourinho for picking him, because this is the third or fourth mistake in a row that I've seen from him. Joe Rodon, I'm not gonna lie, it could have been 5 if it weren't for him. So I give him a buy for the mistake, and he's young. And the only other players I think that could come up with a head high were Ndombele, Højbjerg, and Steven Bergwijn. The rest they all just let each other down, and Mourinho too.
Do you know what? I hear what you say. I hear what you're saying. I think you make some really good points, mate. And I felt sorry for the young man today, whose name I always get wrong. How's it pronounced?
Joe Rodon.
Roden. Yeah, like I did feel a bit sorry for him today because I thought he had a really good game, and then the third goal happens. But this is what young but I also like your train of thought. What you said there was very intelligent because when a player starts playing badly, it's like, okay, he's playing badly, I'll blame him. When he continues to play badly and he doesn't get dropped, you look at the manager. If a player and other, if you keep getting things wrong and it keeps going wrong, but the manager's still there, that's when you look at your owners. And this was a point I was making to Man United fans months ago. It's okay, you're not happy with Ollie for certain decisions he's making, but there comes a point where if he keeps making them, getting them wrong, and we're not improving, you then need to look at the people upstairs for keeping that individual in charge. And sometimes they see things we can't behind the scenes. But Jose's never really been a manager that is creating something slowly behind the scenes. He's an instant guy. He's instant coffee. Do you know what I mean? He's not a man that makes it happen over time. Some super chats here. Firmino, 5 goals in his last 6 games against Spurs. Yeah, he loves a goal against Tottenham. There's no doubt about that. Super chat here from Brandon, who says, no trophies, Mourinho. Mark my words. Bottle job FC. Is from Brandon, AFC. FC there. And another super chat from B, who says, Igal, law of averages, says Spurs will win a trophy. Yeah, imagine, I don't know when, though. I think that's the problem, isn't it? When? Do you know what I mean? Law of averages tell us that one day there's going to be a gigantic meteorite that hits Earth that could wipe us all out. We don't know when. Oh,
I'm putting my neck out. We'll beat Man
Yeah, good. Listen, AJ, thank you for coming on, mate, and having your say, young man. Really appreciate your call. Next up is going to be Aaron. Aaron's on the show, a.k.a. Sam Smith. What you saying, mate?
Well, I want to look at both perspectives with this, really. So first of all, from a Spurs perspective, all Spurs fans are going to be on like the phone to Jose. You say I'm crazy because you don't think I know what you've done. They know what he is doing. He's playing such defensive football. And then you look at Liverpool, right? Episode 2 of Spying in the Wilderness. As the mighty Firmino bursts into the wilderness and prounces out of hibernation, you see in the long, tall grass, the little mini creature known as the Mourinho is very defensive and has no attack. So looking at both perspectives, Spurs and Arsenal, Spurs and Liverpool, sorry. Spurs just played in very defensive gear. Liverpool were playing completely in second gear just to get 3 points, and it pulled off for them. I didn't think Spurs offered that much threat. And, Joe Rodon, I think he needed more time in the Championship, in my opinion. I think he's not the right player for that defence right now. I think he's a future player, but I think he needs more time. I think Eleanor was right. I think that a new Cam, someone to replace Eriksen or Dele Alli, that's the perfect sort of attacking playmaker option they need. So I think overall, Liverpool using this as a platform to bounce back, well done. Spurs need to, look at themselves and think, how can we change this, change out the 5 at the back system? And finally, Terry, I just want to quickly say, over the last few weeks, thank you for giving me the platform, and also thank you to your comment section, because you've treated me like an MVP, the comment section. So big up yourselves, and we'll give you the win against Lincoln if Man U don't beat Arsenal. Rovers till I die.
Aaron, thank you very much, mate. It gets crazier every single time. Next up, we haven't seen him on the football terrace in a while. Man like TD Shifts is here. What you saying, bro?
Hey, Terry, can you hear me?
Perfect, mate. Perfect. And you've cut the hair off.
Yeah, no, I needed to shave. I was getting into like hobo status, and I needed to shave my beard. So, yeah, that's something I needed to go and do. But yeah, no, I think the first thing for me, I think the Liverpool game was much closer than everyone's giving Liverpool credit for. I thought Tottenham should have obviously got the goal ruled offside, obviously in the first half, but I think Tottenham obviously did. I think Tottenham did Liverpool a disservice today. I think they should have really put Liverpool to the side. You could see they were sort of struggling in confidence, and they didn't really press up on them and give them much opportunities, to be honest with you. And I was kind of a little bit disappointed because I thought Liverpool was there for the taking for Tottenham, and to be honest, and this is an Arsenal fan saying it, mind you. This is an Arsenal fan who doesn't like Tottenham on the general principle, but I just feel like Tottenham didn't really do much in the opening half, and in the second half we saw glimpses of it, and then obviously the Højbjerg goal, and I thought, yes, this is the kick on, and then it didn't really happen. So and I think Jose got his substitutions wrong, and the fact that he bought Winks and who was the other guy that he bought on? Winks and the other guy, can't remember who the other guy was. They bought on, yeah. And I think, and they didn't bring Vinicius or anyone else to replace Kane. It was a big miss, and you can see what the work ethic that Kane does bring to Tottenham. And when you don't have a player like Kane in your team and you're missing him, you can really see the difference that it makes to the Tottenham Hotspur team. And as many people have alluded to, when Kane is done up firing, it kind of like you don't have anything else besides that, And I think that there is obviously some glaring problems. Obviously, defense. Obviously, sort of Eleanor sort of touched upon it. Was Eric Dyer, and obviously, Alderweireld obviously, but not being fast enough in terms to keep up with the pace and everything else. But mate, Terry, I just want to say this real quick. Yeah, trying to get on the show is trying to get into an expensive nightclub without a passport. Like it's almost virtually impossible to get onto the show. Like especially with as many people as in the queue.
So we've got some stuff in the pipeline for the Football Terrace, which I'm not allowed to speak about publicly. It's going to be huge. It's going to be big. But there's also something new coming technology-wise. It's going to allow us to get a lot more people into the background, so we can actually do. So it's going to be easier for people to get on the shows. We're going to have more shows, 5-6 streams a day. So there's going to be so much more content coming. So yes, watch this space on that. TD, thank you. You've been a long-time viewer. I really appreciate all you've done for us.
Can I just say one more thing before I go? Yeah. Can I say one more thing before I go? I'm going to say this to the Liverpool fan that's still in the chat. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll do your job on Saturday when we beat freaking Man United on Saturday. So don't worry, Liverpool. We'll take care of your job for you.
Do one, mate. See you later on. Thank you. Next up on the show, Man Like Rams here. We've got Indiana as well. His name I forget. Rams, obviously a Liverpool fan. What are you saying, bro? You're on mute.
I do apologize. I just want to say a couple of things. Shout out to Trent Alexander-Arnold. A better performance than we've seen for the last couple of weeks. And hopefully he'll carry on to do this and continue his performances for the next couple of weeks. I think he's obviously has the ability to do that. I thought we weren't our normal selves. I thought we were always in second gear. I thought Tottenham let us play how we normally play, and I think they were the architects of their own downfall. Like I think the defensive structure wasn't solid. It was all malleable. You could get through it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think Tottenham didn't
malleable.
Yeah, malleable. I don't even know if that's the right word, but yeah, I think Tottenham didn't have a really good game today. I thought we were just decent at best. I think.
Nah, see, I thought you were scintillating. To be fair, I thought it was.
Can I just quickly say one more thing, Tel? Can I just quickly say one more thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And seeing as though he's here right now, I'm gonna call you out, gal. You've been talking a load of shit in the last couple of weeks here about Liverpool, and there's talking banter, then there's talking shit. And the last couple of weeks, you've been talking shit about Liverpool Football Club, and right now, I'm not happy with you. I'm not happy with you, to say the least, bro. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, honestly?
Listen, you guys have been playing at such a high level that when you don't maintain that high level of standards, any drop off we can criticize. Realistically,
I'm not talking about that.
Liverpool have been playing so good. No.
Let me get it clear. No.
Calm down. I need to direct you came at me. I'm responding. Calm down. Okay? Listen. So Liverpool have been playing at a level where you guys have been saying your whole team is in the world-class category. Almost every single player you guys name, you said would get into any team in the world. So when you guys have a dip in form that bad, when you have a drop-off that bad, where you constantly are dropping points, losing games, getting draws constantly against the cannon fodder of the league, the top of the bottom of the bottom of the league, and also even teams that are mid-table, teams that are even better than us right now. Every single team has had a chance and they've touched you guys. So when you're coming on here saying, "Oh, give Liverpool credit or trying to get praise after beating Tottenham. Yeah, you should be beating Tottenham. You should be beating Southampton. You should be beating West Ham. You should be beating all these teams. So you coming at me now after a win against Tottenham just goes to show me how low you've become, because you're now becoming normal.
I'm not coming at you because of the recent form. I think the recent form has been justified. We haven't been good. I've come at you for comments like, "Oh, you've been irrelevant for 30 years, bro.
That's
what have
true.
you done?"
That's why you're here,
bro. We've won more European Cups than you've been to European finals. 2 generations of my family have seen their teams win a trophy, bro. Everything. My dad has seen Nottingham Forest win every single trophy available, bruv.
Speak to the people. Speak to the people. Don't speak to me. The people can tell you're angry. Everyone here can tell you're angry.
Let me get this straight.
You know
You
why?
have
'Cause
no
it's
right to
true.
talk shit about Liverpool Football Club when you have never won a European trophy in your life.
I can talk about any club, any team, any game, any match.
And then there's me with 1 League Cup.
Listen.
Shit about that is Liverpool Football Club and Manchester United. Anyone else talking shit, they're deluded. Shut your mouth and show a little bit of respect. Humble yourself. I know you've been winning a couple of games, but know who is your superior. We are your superior. Manchester United and Liverpool Football Club are your superiors. Show some respect.
The man saying superior. Listen, bro, I love the fact that you got so angry. You're all the way in 8th, and you're getting mad at me about how I'm talking about your team. It just goes to show the truth. The truth has come out, people. He would not be angry if there wasn't a sense of truth to what I'm saying. The reason why he's angry is because I triggered something in his little Liverpool fan brain of theirs, where they know they've been irrelevant for 30 years in the league. In the league, you've been irrelevant. Let's be honest. In Europe, you can do whatever you want. In Europe, you guys are big boys. In Europe, you guys are winning all these things, right? Let's be honest, man. I'm not talking about Arsenal versus Manchester United. I'm not talking about Arsenal versus Liverpool. I'm not talking about any of that. What I'm talking about is Liverpool Football Club. You guys were a team that were saying, "Oh, who's going to sign for Arsenal?" Once in a while, we were saying, "Who's going to sign for Liverpool?" You guys were
Fernando Torres.
to say the best.
Torres is an
For
example.
how many years? In an 8-year span before Klopp came, there was only one season where you guys were in the top 4. Okay, you had that one season. Brendan Rodgers got you guys in the top 4, where you guys finished 2nd. After that, before that, and everything around that, you guys were struggling. So when you talk about history, you can
don't know
always
what you're
talk
talking about. You don't know football.
But you kind of try to forget the little good parts. You try to forget the
bro. You don't know
had times where you had nobodies in your team and nobody wanted to come to your team.
Let Ram respond now. Go on.
Hang on. You're saying that we had nobodies. I know Terry and Indiana will back me up here. Would you call Robbie Fowler a nobody? Would you call Steven Gerrard a nobody? Would you call Fernando Torres a nobody when he came at Liverpool? Like
the first one and the third one, I agree with.
Steve McManaman, he was a baller. Went to Real Madrid and won a European Cup. Like, why you talk? You don't know what you're talking about. And plus, your lowest ever position in Premier League history is lower than ours. You finished 12th and we finished 10th. You've been irrelevant for 30 years, bro. If you count up every single league position that we've been in, is more or less the same as yours. So don't chat shit.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have we're going to Indiana in a minute. We've got Ryan on the show. Ryan's a Spurs fan. Welcome to the Football Terrace. I've seen some of your stuff with Eleanor. What a welcome. Well, you got to see one of our family fights. We have a lot of these family fights here at the Football Terrace. It's pretty much what they are. Give me your overarching thoughts on your team's performance and Jose's performance as manager tonight. Oh, you're on mute, bro. Oh, there we go. Sorry, there you go. God, no, I've unmuted it. There you go.
It don't matter who we've got in charge. It could be prime Fergie, could be prime Wenger, could be Guardiola. This club from top to bottom is not good enough to challenge. It's not. I don't care if Eric Dyer speaks fluent Portuguese. If you know him, I don't care. He's not good enough. Eric Dyer is an awful, awful centre back. I don't know why he played Matt Doherty tonight. And then his subs at half time. Eric Lamela and Harry Winks aren't game changers. If you're taking off our main man, Harry Kane, who has caused them problems in the first half with his strength, bring Vinicius on. He's got a 40 million buyout for a reason. Bring him on. He will cause problems. I'm not Mourinho in. I'm not Mourinho out, but I just think whoever's in charge of this team, they've got no chance because we've just not got it in us to challenge for the big trophies.
Do you know what's interesting? I mean, you kind of saying a lot of what Igawa said over the last sort of few months, that you're pretenders. You're kind of, and I've had a lot of people say this about Tottenham over the years, that you're just happy to be bridesmaids. And do you know what? My dad's a Spurs fan, and my dad's happy to be a bridesmaid, 110%. He said to me a few years ago when you were really like bubbling under Poch, and he was sitting there, and everyone knows I hate this because of the job that I used to do, but he's talking about how great their net spend is. He's my dad, but I could have, if it weren't my dad, he'd have got a slap round the head because I don't like people talking net spend because it's bullshit. It doesn't exist. It isn't real. But like, he was saying that he'd rather sell the stars and promote academy players and watch them develop and come sixth than spend £200 million and win the league. And I just looked at my dad and I'm like, it's like that. But my dad ain't the only one. I feel there's a massive percentage of Tottenham fans that are just happy to be in that middle of the road. And like, Ellen, your family all Spurs fans, or you got a lot in your family, being from the part of London you are?
Most of my family are. I mean, my dad's brother's an Arsenal fan, but yeah, they most are.
But I bet the older generation, say 40, 50 years old and above, are they far more accepting of coming second, third, fourth, and finishing or not?
Not in my household. Me and my dad have been like very much. We need to spend money. We need to challenge. We've got the money. We've got the club to be a big club from the outside. Great, well done, Enoch. You made us a huge club outside looking in. Inside the club, on the pitch, we are not as big as we could be. The problem is Enoch, and I agree. Some Spurs fans, as you mentioned, Terry, I've spoke to them before, that are happy to be that. Oh yeah, we're keeping afloat. Look what Levy's done. He's made us this. We don't need to buy these players. We want to bring them up. No. If we want to be the club that we say we are, we need to spend money and we need to buy winners and actually win stuff. Daniel Levy saying spending money doesn't translate to trophy success is where the problem stems. That's where the problem stems from. And some fans do actually agree with that. I personally don't, but generally they do think that. And it's a shame because realistically we could be this great club with the stadium and, you know, with the training facilities and everything, but we need to spend more money to get it out. And the problem is that our owners don't believe in that. And some fans are accepting of that because, oh look, we made top four, and that's that's fine because that's what we couldn't do before. I don't care what we couldn't do in your generation. I care about mine now and what we're doing now, and we need to spend money because we elevated to a point to spend money.
110%. I make you right. And if you want to dine on the top table, you got to be willing to spend the money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to eat the Ritz, you got to pay the bill, bruv. Do you know what I mean? It's as simple as that. D1 here says, I think he means a gal, not eagle, but a gal. Stop lying. Liverpool finished in the top four times in 8 years before Klopp came in. You don't know football. Another super chat here says, Igal, Arsenal haven't been good since 2002. It's actually not true either. 2004. I mean, Gal's argument about Liverpool, I always find it funny because I don't really agree with him, but I do love how it triggered Ram. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, because it isn't correct. Like, Gal isn't right about that. Like, how many Premier League titles have Arsenal won?
3.
So they're 2 behind you now.
Yeah,
cool. And then league title wise, and this is the thing, like the Man United and Liverpool fight over 20 and 20 and 19 as an example. Like, you can't throw salt at a football club. How many league titles Arsenal got in total?
13.
So Liverpool almost 10 in front of you, plus 6 European titles. Yeah, I'd just, for me, I'd just stay quiet. Like, I wouldn't go hunting for Liverpool Football Club like that. That'd be, but I love Harry Gal does it. So I'm giving him props at the same time in relation to that. I really am. Who we got in the background here? I'm going to throw into the mix. We've got man like Andrew with the Winter Surfer is here. What do you want to say, bro?
Thanks for letting me on, Terry. I just want to focus more on Mourinho's record against Klopp. He seems to be rattled when he plays Jurgen Klopp, going back to Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund days. And I was really weirded out why he decided to play a back three today, because it just didn't make sense. I think every time he plays Klopp, he can't figure out how to play against Klopp, and he seems to come undone. And it showed tonight as well. Liverpool should have been 4-1 up by half-time.
Yeah.
That's how bad they were. If Marnie had his shooting boots on, they would have been 4-1 up. But Mourinho seems to have a weird... I've never seen it before, not even with Pep. But with Klopp, he has a weird thing he can't get over.
Do you know what managers have that, don't they? Every now and then they'll come up against a coach that they just can't get the better of. Fergie had that towards the end of his career with Pep. Now he didn't play him as many times because they weren't in the same league. But yeah, it was a shame Fergie was at the end of his career. Listen, Andrew, thank you for coming on, mate, and having your say. Really appreciate it, buddy. Zane is back with us now that he's home. What's triggered you to turn up again, Zane?
Igal, bro, what are you saying, bro? Don't talk about my club like that, bruv. You can't put that name in your mouth, bruv. What have you done, man? Talk about Champions League, bro. Yeah, you're kind of quiet there, bro. You're kind of quiet. That's why I come back on, man. Let's disrespect this brother. Thinks I just got away and I'm going to come back on and call him out and shit. Yeah, Rams, big you up as well for showing this boy, this brother. You're deluded, bruv. You're deluded. What you got to say to me about Liverpool, bruv? What's your problem? What happened to you, bruv? We must have hurt you hard. What is it? Come tell me what's your problem with us, bruv? Leave us alone, bruv. We're playing dead, bruv.
Oh man, look at these guys. Look at these guys. You guys worry about your clubs, guys. You guys literally are so butthurt by my comments from the last stream that you guys waited until you guys won a game to come back at me. I see your game.
No. I come on because he's talking smack, bro. I was driving, so I couldn't come back and come at you.
Hilarious.
So no, I'm keeping it real, Igal. You like talking smack. If I ain't gonna call you out and stuff. No. I'm always watching, bro. Zane's always watching you, bro.
I see right through you, Zane. I see right through you, Zane. The insecurity, the moment your team does bad.
Is not the reason. I'll give you
the Ram, one person at a time. Okay. First, the insecurity that Zane has about his team. The moment they do bad, everyone's dead. The moment you win a game against Tottenham, oh, let me come back at Igal. Nah, bro. Have the same energy, bro.
I'll tell you why I had to go. I had to go
3 weeks now. So don't talk to me, Zane. And then Ram, you want me to finish you too?
Go on, try.
Listen. Big up to you. At least you don't go hiding. Right? Because some of the fans do go hiding. But when I talk about my point is strictly valid. In the Premier League, or in the league, might I say, you got your only time you won a league title was last year, and you guys have acted like you've been winning league titles on the bounce 3 years in a row. The way you guys are acting, you're acting like you're winning the league every single year in, year out, and you're acting like you've been this dominant team for 30, 40 years, the way you guys speak. So it's kind of, where did this elitist mentality come from one league title? That's where I'm coming from, people. I'm not saying you guys are completely a dead club and you guys just came up and won the league out of nowhere. Realistically, you guys have.
Where's come from? Where's come from? 6 Champions League, bruv. 19 league titles, bruv. You got called out. You got called out for chatting shit the other day, man. You're known for talking shit, man. You've been called out left, right, and centre, bruv. Next thing, just calm it down, bruv. Because at the end of the day, you need to watch your videos back, bruv, and listen to all the nonsense come out your mouth, bruv. And that's why I'm here to check you on that, bruv. Because at the end of the day, big you up, yeah, you're passionate about your club, but you chat too much shit, bruv. And that's why I have to come back on here and just put you back in your place, bruv, in your little hole you come out of, just because you lot won a few games, man. Allow it, please, man. So Igal, stop laughing because you know it's facts, man. You looking kind of guilty, bruv. You want to know what's facts?
You want to know what's facts? Let me tell you some facts. Today you're bigging up Trent Alexander-Arnold. Just yesterday you were saying he's dead. Today, the other day you were saying some of your players need to be dropped.
I keep it real. Today you're play shit. I'm allowed to call him shit.
You want me to talk facts?
No,
Ram, one person at a time. You want me to take both you guys on? I'll take both you guys on. How about this?
Bro, you're not quoting him properly. Bro, you need to stop talking because you're not quoting him properly. I'll tell you what he said. I'll tell you what Zane said because I actually listened properly. Zane had a go at Trent Alexander, but today he bigged up his performance today and is hoping that he will continue this performance for the next couple of weeks. Any Tom, Dick, or Harry would say that Trent Alexander-Arnold for the last couple of months has not been performing at that level. But today's performance is showing why we say he's one of the best right backs in the world. And bro, that's what he said. But you're saying as if we're saying, oh, one moment we say he's the best, one moment we're saying he's dead ball. Like, bro, you need to keep it real and you need to quote people properly. You need to be real, bro. You need to be real.
I don't think you can count this game, Ram.
Sorry?
I don't think you can count this game. I think what you first said is true. It wasn't a tough game for Liverpool. I don't think you went through the gears. I don't think you had to. I don't think Dorothy on the left was much of a threat. That for me, Firmino's goal was just slow motion for Mane. You could see it coming a mile off. I don't think Thiago had to do much, which is why we didn't see a world-class performance from him. I don't think there was much to see. Harry Kane's a massive problem, and so on. I think for Spurs, if they don't win this League Cup, they don't pick up a title, they are not going to have it in them. They're never going to get that desire to win trophies or the Premier League. There's just not going to happen. These players are going to leave. And I think you're all 100% right. The reason why Harry Kane's playing so deep is because you haven't got 10. Missed out on Lingard. Lingard would actually help. Forget about
Indiana, what are you talking about?
No, wait. Let me finish my point. Forget about whether you think Dele Alli or Lingard is the better player. It's the player that fits the manager's system. So regardless of how good you think Dele Alli is, if Mourinho doesn't think he's going to fit that system, he is not going to play him. If he thinks that Jesse Lingard is, that's the player you should be going for. And I do.
Okay, so where's the longevity
offer
there?
You something.
Where's the longevity there, mate? Where's the longevity there?
You've got Jose Mourinho as a manager, so you've got no longevity. What are you talking about?
Indiana, I'm not being funny here. Where's the longevity in Lingard? Where's he fit in our team?
Yeah, Alex,
where does he fit?
You're missing the point.
No, let me just. I respect you, Ram, but let me just finish with Indiana. By the way, where does he fit in our team? Because
number
you're
10
talking
position.
Number 10 position. So how does it work? Because at the end of the day, he's slow. We need a pacey player. Okay, Ali's got. I know Ali's got a little bit of skill. He does need a little bit more freedom, yes. But I mean, it's just for me. He's a better player. Okay, he's got more longevity in his game. You just need to try and find a position for him. Okay, and also you could try and work him with maybe the Celso or maybe Ndombele. You see, somehow you've got to try and get those all working. You see, because there's no point just trying to get another
You're missing
in.
the point, Alex. You're missing the point here completely. If it's a player that Mourinho wants to fit his system, you should be wanting that. You should be wanting to get the best from your players, the best from your manager. Dele Alli is not part of the plans. And I don't know what Gareth Bale is, because he ain't a footballer no more. I don't know what he is.
Well, if you haven't watched me on the other streets, I've spoken about Gareth Bale already. But I'm sorry, but unfortunately, Mourinho's going to have to listen on this one, unfortunately, because Poch had the same problem. Pochettino had the same problem when he was in charge. He wanted certain players in the team, okay, and Levy wouldn't let him have it, okay. So unfortunately, he's just got to fall in line with this one. No, Ali, okay, he's got a future at Tottenham because I know the Tottenham hierarchy believe in it. Okay, for me,
he hasn't. You've got to understand. They're looking to sell him. We've got Jezza with us. Jezza, welcome back. You're going to be one of the final people we go to today. What do you want to say, mate?
No, Terry. I just want to do back the Liverpool cast on here on the whole Eagle nonsense. He has been chatting a lot of shit lately. Like, it's also been pissing me off. It's actually been pissing me off for a while because like only recently I felt comfortable coming on with the Chelsea representatives, but I've just been watching from afar. So like I do have to back them there, but I'll cook you later when Man United cook you guys on Saturday. I just wanted to speak Jose. I'm a huge Jose stan, and I think today I agree with Eleanor. Today everybody saw that starting lineup and was like, you know, the back three fullbacks, you know, in a back five. I don't like everybody was confused. No one knew what to expect until we saw them saw the shape come the starting 11. So I think with Kane out now, today is on him, and it could have been avoidable, like Eleanor said. But I think you guys should be directing your energy at Daniel Levy because I don't think Jose is finished. I think he's got something in the tank. But when I look at the Chelsea sides that won the league, when Jose had Costa firing, he had Loic Remy behind him. When he had Drogba firing, we had not Loic Remy, and we had Demba Ba behind him. So we always had a Premier League proven striker, so that if somebody was out or needed to be rested for the Champions League, you'd have somebody who could start right in there and score you Premier League goals. So in my opinion, I mean, now it's a bit late because it's late in January and Southampton would hold you to ransom, but he should have gotten his checkbook out as soon as he got Mourinho, and him and Mourinho should have discussed. Harry Kane gets that ankle injury every single season. Jose's post-match I watched here on my TV, and he said that Harry Kane's been suffering in both ankles, and he just couldn't go on. So they should have got Danny Ings. I mean, yeah, his injury record was terrible at Liverpool, but you got to look at it now. He's had a run of games and he's scoring goals. I don't think anybody would say that it would do Tottenham any harm to if Kane's out and you throw Ings in there with Son.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think he would score goals.
I think you make a great point there, and I think that I mean they've gone and signed. How much they spend on Vinicius? Eleanor, you'll know.
It's a loan, but to buy him, it's going to cost us about 40-odd million. But we need to play him for our owners to actually think it's worth buying, because we're not playing him.
Exactly, but the point I'm making is that he's not playing because if he was tearing up training and was killing it, he'd be getting played. And I think there's sometimes as football fans, I really think that we discount what a manager sees in training. So a lot of United boys brought up last night about.
I get that, but
a lot of United boys brought up last night about Tuanzebe in the sense of, listen, what he suffered today was an absolute disgrace, and no level of performance or warrants any kind of abuse, let alone racial abuse. At the same time, United fans have been crying from the start games, and Bay's out, why not play Tuanzebe? But he's got similar attributes, etc. And it's like, well, maybe when you don't get to watch training all day every day, maybe if you did, you'd think a little bit. You'd think a little bit differently. There, we have a super chat from Ryan here. Didn't say anything, but he put a super chat donation in. So thank you very much indeed. Final super chat here. Gio's come in with one. I think it's just come up on one screen, not on the other. There it is.
Yeah.
It says Igal with his chest out with Arsenal in 9th place. Imagine if Arsenal for places, Igal would be unbearable. Yeah, I have to say this about Igal, and I mean this in a nice way. If Arsenal were to ever win the league, it would be the first time I mean this. I would ban him from the football team. I would not be able to cope if this man won the Premier League. It would be. Do you know the irony in what you're saying as well, though, bro?
Yeah,
you're nearly 2 decades in to not winning a league title, so you're some way of the way there. And with the way things look right now, Arsenal, right, on a real level, you could conceivably go 30 plus years without winning it. But listen, that's what we love about the Football Terrace. It's the only independently owned YouTube channel on the planet that has rival fans on it. This variety of rival fans that takes calls and does what we do. It's why we love it. I'm back tomorrow morning, 7:30 with the breakfast show. A little earlier than usual because I've got something big happening at 9:30. I'll keep you posted on that one. So I'm back tomorrow, 7:30. This stream will take you straight through to that stream. So go there now and like it. Get yourselves ready for that. Big shout out to our title sponsors, Manscaped. Check out their website for a 20% discount, but keep signing up to the Discord server. Really, really important. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all